everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to Artist Analysis, and welcome back to my analysis of Pink. If you haven't watched the first part of this video essay, entitled Pink Artist Analysis Part 1, please watch it and then come back to this one. As I covered in that video, Pink's music is made by the modern woman for modern women. And this has remained the truth even in spite of the way her music has changed throughout her first 4 albums alone. And this trend continued through her next 4 albums to date: Funhouse, The Truth About Love, Beautiful Trauma, and Hurts to Be Human. Just like I did in the first part of my Pink artist analysis, I'm going to discuss each of these albums in terms of the musical styles and lyrical themes in each of them, particularly the singles and popular songs on these albums. Now let's get started! On October 24th, 2008, Pink's 5th studio album, Funhouse, was released under the same record label she'd been with since the beginning, LaFace Records. As Pink stated herself, this is the most vulnerable album since Misunderstood. A major theme that occurs throughout this album is the singer's recent divorce from her husband, Carey Hart. There are 7 singles on the album, which debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Top 200's albums chart. Pink's best-known single off of this album is the first one released, So What. Some listeners found the lyrical content, which was about Pink's separation from Carey Hart, childish and bratty, while others found it empowering and inspirational. So What is Pink's second single to reach number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The next Funhouse single released was Sober. The single peaked in the top 20 of the Billboard Hot 100 and reached the top of Billboard's Adult Top 40 chart. To quote Pink directly, "The song is about the vices we choose." More specifically, the song is about the quiet sense of sobriety, which Pink claims to have gotten the inspiration from while at a party at which she was the only one not drinking. The third single from Funhouse, Please Don't Leave Me, was released on February 16th, 2009. Please Don't Leave Me peaked at number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was featured on the sitcom Suburgatory. The song's lyrical content centers around a love-hate relationship, quite likely the one with the same person most of the songs on this album are about, which you should know by now if you've been listening. Bad Influence was released approximately 3 months later in May 2008. However, the single performed much better outside of the US than it did in its own native country. The song is essentially about a group of girls having fun together at a bar, and while it might seem like it has nothing to do with the album's general subject matter, that seems like something a woman might do in the early stages of a divorce. Bad Influence didn't do too well on the US chart, but peaked pretty high in Australia and New Zealand. The 5th of the 7 singles on Funhouse is its title song, which was released on August 3rd, 2009. According to Billboard magazine, Funhouse gets an 81% approval rating for being so versatile and complex, and for fusing musical styles of blues, funk, and rock in a way no other artist could pull off. Funhouse peaked at number 6 in Australia, number 15 in New Zealand, and number 15 in the UK, 21 in Canada, and number 44 in its native US. The song's chorus lyric, "This used to be a fun house, but now it's full of evil clowns," encapsulates not only the songs, but the entire album's overarching theme of, you guessed it, Pink ending her marriage with Carey Hart. Pink's next single, I Don't Believe You, was released 2 months later. The song's lyrics are a speaker begging for reconciliation, which I probably don't have to tell you what for or about at this point. Unfortunately, I Don't Believe You didn't make it onto the Billboard Hot 100 and made it onto European charts, but didn't peak very high. The seventh and final single from Funhouse, Glitter in the Air, was released on January 31st, 2010, and was only actually released as a single in its native North America. This is probably the only song on Funhouse that isn't about Pink's recent divorce, at least not explicitly. The lyrics use metaphors about the power of love and taking a leap in faith. The songs received mixed reviews, with some calling Glitter in the Air Pink's best vocal performance to date, and others criticizing its lyrical content for being quote-unquote cliche. One of the things this song is best remembered for is the aerial acrobatics Pink did in a bodysuit during her 2009 Funhouse tour. Musically, Glitter in the Air is very similar to I Don't Believe You because of its soft piano and string accompaniment. Glitter in the Air debuted at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 13 on the Canadian Hot 100. After a decade on the music scene, Pink released her first greatest hits album on November 12, 2010. It was with this album that Pink abandoned LaFace Records and instead had it released by Jive Records. In addition to Pink's most popular songs from her first decade, it was also on Greatest Hits So Far that Pink released two new singles, Raise Your Glass and Effing Perfect. The former of these two has come to be associated with celebrations and toasts, but the song was specifically written to celebrate Pink's first decade as a musical artist. If that's not an accomplishment that calls for a toast, I don't know what is. Effing Perfect is a song with uplifting lyrics for listeners who are struggling with low self-esteem, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts. In late 2012, Pink released her sixth studio album, The Truth About Love. As its title suggests, the lyrical theme of this album is the many complex realities of sex, monogamy, and long-term relationships. Its musical styles fuse electropop, dance pop, and rock music. The Truth About Love was Pink's first #1 album on the Billboard 200 Albums chart and was certified triple platinum by the RIAA. There are 6 singles on this album, with its lead single being Blow Me One Last Kiss. This song is about the difficult feelings associated with ending a relationship. The song peaked at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it Pink's 12th top 10 single. The next single on The Truth About Love is entitled Try. Its lyrics are intended to be about taking risks with love, despite the consequences that might come with it, per the album's recurring theme. But it could also be interpreted as a song about overcoming any kind of failure in any aspect of life, just as I did when the song was first released when I was 13. Many critics called Try a hit and a standout on The Truth About Love. Try peaked at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100, but unfortunately in Canada, the song debuted at number 26 and dropped to number 86 in what was called the biggest free-faller of the week of October 6, 2012. 5 months later, in February 2013, the next single off of this album, Just Give Me a Reason, was released, on which Nate Ruess of the band Fun also sang. This song is about the desire to hold on to a relationship even when it appears to be breaking down. Just Give Me a Reason topped the iTunes chart on March 19, 2013, and peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Her next single, True Love, is less well known because it was only released as a single on Dutch, Hungarian, and Italian radio. After The Truth About Love, Pink didn't release another studio album for 5 years as she wanted to focus on her personal life and become re-inspired. But she still managed to maintain a presence in the music industry. In September 2014, Pink collaborated with City and Color lead singer Dallas Green for an album entitled Rose Avenue under the band name You Plus Me. In 2016, Pink recorded a song entitled Just Like Fire for the film Alice Through the Looking Glass. On August 10, 2017, Pink's 7th studio album, Beautiful Trauma, was released. Beautiful Trauma is primarily a pop album, but also draws influence from electronic dance and folk music. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 Albums chart and received a Grammy nomination for Best Pop Vocal Album at the 61st Grammy Awards. With the release of Beautiful Trauma came the release of the album's lead single, What About Us? This was Pink's second politically inspired song after Dear Mr. President, and expresses her belief that the U.S. government has failed its people, particularly in wake of the recent election of Donald Trump. Pink's vocal performance and political message in this song garnered a lot of positive reviews for it. The song peaked at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was nominated for Best Pop Solo Performance at the 60th Grammy Awards. The next single released from Beautiful Trauma was its title track. According to Pink herself, the song is essentially about how life is effing traumatic, but it's also beautiful. Unfortunately, this lovely, emotional song only made it to number 78 on the Billboard Hot 100, but did manage to reach number 1 in Denmark, Germany, and Poland, as it should have. The third single from Beautiful Trauma, Whatever You Want, was released on June 4th, 2018. The song didn't make it onto the Billboard Hot 100, but placed 36 on the Billboard US Adult Top 40 chart. The highest this song reached on any international chart was number 4 in New Zealand. Beautiful Trauma's fourth and final single, Secrets, was released on August 2nd, 2018. As Andrew Unterberger of Billboard magazine put it, Secrets even has a touch of deep house to it, but it is unmistakably heavy. In 2018, Pink finally got to fulfill her dream of singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl, even though she was sick with influenza. For Pink's most recent album, Hurts to Be Human, released in 2019, she sought to do something a little different from the sound of her past albums, one that would garner positive reviews. To help her with this, Pink recruited collaborators such as Greg Kurstin, Max Martin, and Ryan Tedder. The main themes of this album include love, life, family, introspection, and self-worth. The album won 2 Grammy Awards, one in 2018 and one in 2019. Hurts to Be Human's lead single, Walk Me Home, was released on February 20th, 2019. 6 years after working with Pink once on Just Give Me a Reason, Nate Ruess collaborated with Pink again to help her write the song. Michael Wood of the Los Angeles Times compared the stomp folk fusion in Walk Me Home to the musical style of the Lumineers, the artists of the 2013 song Ho Hey. Walk Me Home debuted at number 54 on the Billboard Hot 100, briefly descended to 62, but then jumped all the way up to 49 for its peak. In April 2019, Hurts to Be Human's second single, Can We Pretend, which featured electronic music group Cash Cash, was released. The song reached number 1 in Sweden and on the US Dance Club Songs list by Billboard. The next and final song released from this album as a single was its title song, which featured Khaled on it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning all about how Pink's music has evolved throughout her career while never ceasing to speak to the ups and downs of being a woman in the 21st century. Which artist would you like to see me analyze like this? Request an artist in the comments down below. And even if I've never even heard of the artist, I will listen to their music and research them extensively just for you. Either way, I'll see you next time.